we're going to start off with some wins that Ryan had specifically in manufacturing in the industrial market. So, this first slide here about heat exchangers, Ryan, please tell us that story about you and the visit to this customer.
Yeah, so this customer was in Ohio, and what I would want to challenge everybody to start off with is think of any water in terms of lake, valley, streams, where a manufacturing plant is right next door to it. Because what we found out from this customer is the opportunity is always by hard water or a water source. So this is a polymer manufacturing plant, it's a lot with plastics and polymers, and they had a heat exchanger, in this case, a plated heat exchanger. And what ended up happening is what you see on the left, the before, as oil runs down one side or some kind of fluid runs down one side of the plate, cold water from the water source, whether it's in this case the Ohio River, was going down the back side of it. And what it causes is that hot oil, we'll just use oil as the example, to cool down because the cold water is coming down on the other side, so it can be recirculated back into the building or the equipment, often heating or cooling the entire facility or see some of the manufacturing line stuff. So when it does that, the water builds up scale. It's just the same stuff you get on your shower head, but in a larger dose, like what you see right there, which could be rust or calcium buildup. And then that could cause an 18% increase in energy costs alone for the facility, because it could take the facility a lot longer to cool or reach those cooling temperatures. What you see to the right, James, is there's hundreds of plates right there. So we noticed by working with Grainger that this customer kept ordering a drum from us, and we wanted to find out for what reasons. So when we went on site, the customer said, we take this plate, we take one off at a time, we dump it in a 55-gallon drum, let it sit for 20 to 25 minutes, pull it back out, and it looks like what you see right there to the right is an after. Great, that's awesome. What else did it really bring to you? So they said, well, first and foremost, it saved them 3 days of labor. They said the product that they were using before, the acid was so strong and it had a -1 pH, it actually ate the rubber gaskets or those black lines that you see going around it, causing them to have to spend 3 days time to re-gasket every single plate. So huge time savings on that front. The second part is they checked with the local city and guidelines, and they were able to take our product when they were done and flush it down the drain. We're a biodegradable plant-based ingredient product, and we use the lactic acid, which is around a 2.2 pH. So they saved around $450 to $350, depending, I guess, on who they're working with, on just disposal costs right there. When you take the time, the labor, you take the disposal cost, you add it all up, we calculated around a $22,000 savings for this customer alone. Now, when we go out to these factories and we're seeing that they're buying these 55-gallon drums for this purpose, we're trying to work with Grainger and saying, hey, let's not just get the picture of the before and after of the win. Let's make sure they understand there's more to this. We're happy we're descaling this for you, but we want to understand we saved you 3 days in time, $22,000 in cost, and we're a lot safer of an option for your employees who are breathing this in or around it every day compared to what I call, and this is horrible, the Dahmer acids, which are so strong they can actually deteriorate your skin or hurt you. So this was an excellent, really exciting win, and we're really capitalizing off of this more.
Yeah, excellent story. I love hearing this story. This is the second time you've told me about it, and it's just amazing the cost savings, the time savings that your product can use. And the solution that they were using before is from an industry leader out there. We're not going to name any names or anything like that, but like Ryan said, it was eating away at the gasket, which resulted in 3 days worth of labor to scrape off the old gasket and put a new one on. Plus, not to mention the equipment is not being used right now for those 3 days. So some downtime as well for manufacturing. So great story there. And that is with the industrial flush, was it?
Yeah, our CLR Pro Industrial Systems Flush, which we got online, launched with Grainger this past year. And we're getting a lot of movement with it, a lot of phone calls around it. And really, it's been a big hit for safety, especially.